Arkansas, Mr. Hill.
I thank the chairman. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for coming in today. I appreciate your chance to visit with the committees on Capitol Hill about this important issue. You know, it's something my family certainly understands. We've had the pleasure of being in the OPM breach, the IRS breach, and couldn't file our returns on time a year ago, and now we're gratified to receive your email about also being in the Equifax breach. So I can feel the frustration for a lot of Americans, and in Arkansas, according to our Attorney General, Leslie Rutledge, 1.2 million people in Arkansas, some 40% of the population of the state are covered by the announced breach by Equifax. So we do appreciate our chance to sit down and ask the hard questions that we're being asked by our constituents. I want to follow up on some of the line of questioning and start out just talking about the management practices at Equifax, if I could. Did you have a weekly executive management meeting with your top officers, your direct reports?
Are you referring to post-breach?
No, just generally, as a general practice at Equifax, did you have a executive management meeting with your direct reports on a regular basis? Maybe I shouldn't have said weekly, but did you?
Yes, Congressman. We had routine operating mechanics to run the company. Some might be weekly, some might be every other week, some might be monthly, some might be quarterly.
Right. It's a mix, and I'm sure a mix of levels of people in the company came depending on the topic. But in your sort of direct report meeting, so would Mr. Gamble be in those meetings at that smaller group on whatever frequency it was?
It would depend on the meeting itself, but largely, yes, he would be involved in many of the meetings we had as a CFO.
And Mr. Logren, who's the president of Information Systems as well, would he have been in that meeting?
Again, I've got 12 to 13 direct reports. And
okay. Is he one of them? Is he a direct report?
Yes, so the three you're probably going to, and Rudy Ploder would be the third.
Right.
All three are direct reports to me. All three would be in most of the meetings we'd have at the state.
And then Mr. Kelly as well as the chief legal officer?
Yeah, again, there's 13 or 14 individuals,
yep.
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious, in that meeting of sort of your trusted advisors at the top echelon of the company, between March 8th and the end of July, did this topic come up among that group?
No, sir, it did not.
And in that period between March 8th and end of July, when did you really feel, or you were told that it was a serious business challenge? It
wasn't until the detailed review we had, as noted, I think, in written testimony, on the 17th of August, with the cybersecurity forensic team, Mandiant, the outside legal team of King & Spalding, my team. That was the 17th of August, was the first deep dive.
And so let me turn and talk about the Section 16 officers in the company. I'm sure the people we just talked about are all Section 16 officers. The chief legal officer, the CFO, yourself, the president of Information System, Mr. Logren, are all Section 16 officers.
That's correct.
And in your 12B-5-1 plan, I assume that's all holdings, and then any in-the-money options would be covered by somebody's pre-plan to sell stock?
The 10B-5-1 plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be both your personal holdings and then any in-the-money options that were in the money at the time of a filing, of an open period.
You're referring to me?
Well, no, I'm just your plan as a corporate officer in the plan.
Some officers may have had a 10B-5-1 plan, others may not have.
But it wasn't a requirement by the general counsel. Everybody have one.
No, the requirement was that the general counsel has a clearing process that he has to approve before a 16B officer can sell stock.
And how many days a quarter do you think you had available for trading under those plans?
It tends to be the first 30 days after the earnings call. We wait a day or two, 30-day window. The general indication is to sell it sooner in the opening versus later.
Can you think of a time when your general counsel canceled that window due to a material non-public information effect while you were CEO? In other words, you couldn't use the window because people in the group had material non-public information.
There were a few times, yes.
When did you have a lead director since you were the chairman in your public company board? Did you have a lead director?
Similar, we called it a presiding director.
Right, and when did that person find out about this?
the 22nd of August.
Okay. Thank you. My time's expired. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Time of the